I'd like to welcome everyone here this afternoon as we dedicate the Gerstacker Regional Aquatic Center here at Saginaw Valley State University. Today, this facility serves as the site of the Saginaw Valley League Swimming and Diving Championships. So at this time, I would like to ask that all of you rise as we honor our country through the playing of our national anthem. At this time, we would like to recognize some of the board members from the two organizations responsible for this Regional Aquatic Center today. From the Gerstacker Foundation, we have Alan Ott and Tom Luddington. From the SVSU Foundation Board, I saw him walk in earlier, we have John Decker, the chair of the board. And from the SVSU Board of Control, David Gomez. We are here today to dedicate the Gerstacker Regional Aquatic Center at SVSU. As evidenced by all of you gathered here today, this is a valuable resource for the Great Lakes Bay region. SVSU and the Gerstacker Foundation combined to make some $400,000 worth of improvements to make this facility the largest and most fully functional aquatic center in our region. Upgrades were many. To mention a few: new starting blocks, new lane lines, a new scoreboard with video, new backstroke flags, relocating and fixing the diving boards, adding water agitators, repairing the bulkhead, which proved to be no easy task, and adding a warm-up tub for divers. Quite a list. The result of this renovation is what you see today, an aquatic facility of which all of us can be proud. Staff here at SVSU and our partner contractors were certainly busy making sure these improvements were on schedule and up to standard, and they received some valuable assistance along the way. Some leaders in the regional swim community stepped forward to make sure we got it right. Coaches Gary Strickler and Chili Smith of H.H. Dow High School in Midland and local referee Steve Smock volunteered their time and shared their knowledge throughout the process. Please join me in expressing appreciation to these individuals for their service to make this endeavor possible. At this time, I would like to introduce the Executive Director of the SVSU Foundation, Andy Bethune.
Thank you, JJ. The Gerstacker Foundation has a long history of support of SVSU. The collaborative relationship between the leadership of the foundation and the university has helped create opportunities for the people of this region that will live on for generations. Some examples of their philanthropy to SVSU include a gift in 1996 to create the Carl A. Gerstacker Endowed Chair in Education. This gift allowed SVSU to create a position for a distinguished educator to teach, collaborate with faculty, and conduct research to improve teaching and learning for students preparing for careers in education. A gift in 2000 helped SVSU build the Regional Education Center, which is the anchor of our North Campus facilities. In 2005, the Gerstacker Fellowship Program was developed. This program is an outstanding opportunity for current K-12 school leaders to engage in a year-long experience designed to expand and enhance leadership skills. Just last year, the Gerstacker Foundation made an additional gift to support continued leadership development for a second-year cohort of Gerstacker Fellows. It was at this time that the Gerstacker Foundation Board identified the opportunity to collaborate with SVSU for the redevelopment of our pool and create the Gerstacker Regional Aquatic Center. Today, with this dedication ceremony, a regional swim competition, that vision is now a reality. Thank you to the Gerstacker Foundation for your vision, your trust, your partnership, and your friendship. Our region and this university is a better place because of you. Thank you.
Our next speaker, representing the Gerstacker Foundation, Tom Luddington.
Thank you, JJ. Good afternoon, and welcome athletes, parents, coaches, referees, SVSU staff, and my fellow colleague, Ellen Ott from the Gerstacker Foundation and his wife. Today we have athletes from 7 high schools ready to compete. Flint Southwestern, Bay City Central, Bay City Western, Saginaw Arthur Hill, Saginaw Heritage, Midland High School, and Midland Dow are all represented here. It'll be an exciting afternoon and evening. We can expect to watch some extraordinary athletes and some great races as a number of the swimmers will qualify for the Michigan State meet, which will be later here in March. I'd like to personally acknowledge the fact that Mr. Ott is present. We also have an additional colleague, Mr. Ned Brandt, who we had hoped to be here. We were kind of looking for him. These two gentlemen are really responsible for the real work of the foundation, and I'm very, very pleased that he was able to join us today. I'd also like to acknowledge one other Gerstacker Foundation trustee, Attorney General Bill Schuette, because he too took particular interest in this project. Bill would like to have been here today, but he had some other pressing commitments with his day job. I have 2 topics that I'd just briefly like to speak to. First, I'd like to explain why the Gerstacker Foundation decided to invest in this pool and in your swimming programs. Second, I'd like to tell you the story of how the idea to make these improvements to the pool came about, because the sequence of events that prompted the decision are likely to repeat themselves. Much of what got accomplished here started as a response to efforts to eliminate pools and to cut swimming programs. More on that in a moment. Andy has summarized some of the history of the Gerstacker Foundation's commitment to the Saginaw Valley State University. We at the Gerstacker Foundation think a lot of this university and what is being accomplished here. It has become in many ways the intellectual nucleus or center point of the Saginaw Valley. We saw the investment here in the pool as a logical extension of our earlier investments, but also as a unique opportunity to bring athletes from around our state to our communities and to this university. We see this as an important venue to introduce accomplished high school students to SVSU that might not otherwise be aware of the opportunity. We would like to interest them in attending this great university. Having a facility such as this is a tremendous asset also for our high school athletes who need a high-quality venue to train and to race. It is a step up to help prepare them for statewide competition. We hope you enjoy it. We must always remember that we are guests here. We must be good stewards of the asset and of the university. The story about how this project came to pass is important because it began as a result of challenges to a swimming program in the Valley, and those challenges are likely to continue. Athletes and parents who have seen the value of swimming programs need to be attentive to the challenges our school systems face and to be effective advocates for the programs if they are to survive. In the past several years, as an example, Midland's swimming community faced 2 challenges. First, our newest and largest pool was closed. Many of the programs, particularly for younger students, were significantly affected. Then, our public school system decided to close 2 middle school pools rather than to maintain them, for understandable economic reasons. Our swimming community came together and solved the problem, ultimately in a very new and creative way. There's Ned. Just dive in, Ned. Glad to see you. The pools in Midland are now effectively leased to the Midland Community Center. who in turn maintains the pools and has continued the programs. While the entire swimming community was involved, special recognition needs to be extended to a couple of folks. Chris Toyenton, the CEO of the Midland Community Center, and Gary Strickler, who most of you know as the Dow High swim coach. They put in many, many hours of effort to rethink the financial model to keep the programs quite literally afloat. And then Allison Goethe, who furnished the leadership to raise a little over $100,000 to fund the venture. They are here. I would appreciate it if they'd stand for just a moment. Thank you. Now, at the same time and in somewhat parallel fashion, an effort was made to investigate SVSU's pool. As wonderful as this facility is today, a year ago it was not possible to hold a meet here, to conduct long course practice, or to use the electronic scoring system. But there were people here with plans. The groundwork was already in place. Megan Baldwin, the aquatic director, and Matt Oberlin, the assistant director, had already begun the analysis of what was necessary to make the pool competitive again. All that was needed was funding. Enter President Eric Gilbertson, who grasped the vision. He reviewed the proposal, was able to partially fund the project, and promptly prepared the grant request to the Gerstacker Foundation for consideration. And now, the dream of bringing this pool back online is a reality for our swimmers and for our divers. Meg and Matt, could you please stand? I know you're around here someplace. Thank you for your efforts. But parents, Midland's experience was not unique. All of our swimming programs will face financial headwinds over the coming years. Athletes, parents, coaches, you're going to need to be prepared to talk about why swimming has been good for you, for your family, and to defend these programs as well as to think creatively about how they can be continued and improved. Today, however, thank you to Saginaw Valley State University for the hard work and the dedication to bringing this pool back online. It will earn statewide recognition. And thank you to the Gerstacker Foundation trustees for believing in swimming and how it contributes to the health and vitality of the valley. And thank you to all of you who are here today to cheer for and to support the great swimming athletes of the Saginaw Valley.
And our final speaker today, the president of SVSU, Eric Gilbertson.
Thank you. I think some people are eager to get in the water. We're not going to drag this thing out much longer, but just a couple things. One, I want to welcome you formally to the rebirth of this aquatic center, which we are now very proud to have named Gerstacker. As Andy pointed out, the Gerstacker Foundation's imprint is all over this campus, and in so many places, as is the imprint of its leader, Alan Ott. And we couldn't be more proud than we are to have this wonderful facility, this regional facility in its name. There's got to be one more story to be told here, because it wouldn't be right if this story weren't told. Every initiative has an unsung hero in it, and this one certainly has. Everything begins with an idea, and if you take an idea and you couple it with determination and persistence, good things can happen. This really began, the idea of giving a rebirth to this, so that things exactly like this could happen, began in the imagination of Tina Ludington. And I must tell you, with her determination, her persistence, her vision for what this might be, she brought all of us along, sometimes reluctantly, but she would not allow this not to happen. And so a great deal of what you're going to see here and experience today and in years ahead really comes from the imagination, the persistence, and the commitment of Tina Ludington. And we really want to acknowledge you, Tina. Thank you. Tina had the experience and the imagination to understand what could happen in a place like this. That people like these, families like these, would come together to learn the important lessons of hard work, the important lessons of competition, of grace under pressure. She's seen it happen, we've seen it happen. And now it's probably time to let it happen. Probably the best way we can dedicate this facility is to allow it to be used for the purpose to which it was intended, which is you folks getting in the water. And as they say when the Olympics start, let the games begin in the Gerstacker Regional Aquatic Center today. Thank you.
That concludes our ceremony. Thank you very much for coming.